So, hello everyone. We thought with Geshe Nadak, who's our new resident teacher, to do a little video to introduce ourselves to the community. So, Geshe, tell us a little bit about who you are and how you ended up here with us.
Okay, so yeah, I studied, before I became into Buddhism, I was into, I studied hydrology in the Netherlands. Then I came in contact with Buddhism at the Madrid Institute, also a PhD center. And yeah, I think the first weekend I went there, changed my way of thinking, and I was thinking about becoming a monk quite soon after. So finished my studies, worked for the government for a year, did a project, environmental research, then decided to take serious steps towards study Buddhism in more in depth, and decided, based on the advice of my teachers, to get ordained and then learn some Tibetan, and went to Sergei Monastic University. And yeah, that's like 24 years ago. Then I finished studies there. It's 2 decades of intense studies, so to say. And then, then Lama told me to become a Geshe, so that's what I did.
Thank you, Renfrew. Thank you, Renfrew.
And then after that also Renfrew told me to do Tibetan to college, to do the traditional 1 year kind of program. So that's what I did. And initially the idea was to do some touring, touring European centers. But then Renfrew came to the idea to come to Jamyang, and that's why I'm here actually.
We're very grateful to Rinpoche, because when we heard you were coming, and so for us to have one of the first, Western Geshes here that teaches, in perfect English, it's just really, we're completely thrilled to have you here.
Okay.
What are your first impressions?
First impressions, I mean, because I'm living in monastic community for 20 years, more than 20 years, South India, very remote. So I didn't go out much, only for visa purposes. Once in a while, I came to Europe once every 5 years maybe. So I was thinking, London? So I was thinking, I had this vision of London, everything is grey, the sky is grey and buildings are grey, and it's all overcast. And how would people react if you walk around in your robes on the street, So. But now I'm really impressed. I mean, the center is very nice people, and even London is very. I feel very comfortable walking around, and some people even have some nice comments. So it's good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's really wonderful.
Yeah. Even my friends from the monastery, they ask me, "How is it? How is it to
That
walk
must
around?"
be so curious.
So I had a very positive reply to them. And it's very open-minded city, so to say. People are very open-minded, and also people at the center, and it's kind of professional how people run the center in a very nice, gentle, kind way. So it's pretty comfortable. I mean, I'm settled in and I almost feel at home, so to say. So it's good.
Wonderful. Very happy to hear that. Really happy to hear that. And so I'll introduce myself a little bit too. So I said I'm Fabienne, and I actually have a prior connection with Jamyang.
Interesting.
Because for the past 15 years, I've been living in the United States, and I was director of one of the sister centers of Jamyang, a beautiful retreat center called Vajrapani Institute. I'll do a little plug for Vajrapani. Okay. It's in a redwood forest, and has a strong connection with our founder, Lama Geshe. But before that, I was living here in London.
You met the Dharma here?
I met the Dharma here. I met the Dharma doing Vipassana retreats, but moving back here, I met Tibetan Buddhism here. And so Geshe Tashi was my first Tibetan Buddhist teacher. And so somehow when the opportunity to come back to London came, there was this strong sense of the wish to repay the kindness of this community. And one of the things that I really love about Jamyang is And when I was in the States, I would read Gentle Voice, the newsletter, because I had this connection, right? And I would see all the community activities, and of course, like the Dharma program, like, you know, so diverse. But then also all the community activities, like the Death Cafe and the walks.
Yeah, it's very nice to see they're very active.
Super active and really like serving the community in many different ways. And I've always been really inspired by that. And so somehow now, you know, here I am invited to be a part of it. And so I'm, you know, very happy. And I had the same thought, like, ooh, how is it going to be in Nalanda, in a big city? So that's a discovery process for me, definitely. But in the streets, like walking around in the streets this week, it's comfortable. It's really like a lot of, you know, acceptance and open-mindedness. And so I've been, you know, very impressed by that.
Good. Very good.
So thank you all for watching.
The community of Jamyang, thank you very much for all the things you've done in, you know, the last, 40 years or something? 40 years. So for producing this amazing center. So thank you very much.
And giving us an opportunity to be here.
Yeah, to help out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you walk through the door for the first time at Jamyang, you immediately feel almost like a weight going off your shoulders. You feel relaxed, you feel you're in an oasis of calm and spaciousness, and that's, I think, something very hard to find in London. Jamyang is quite unique because it is a Tibetan Buddhist Centre, so it's decorated in a traditional Tibetan way. It has some Tibetan iconography. You don't have to be a Buddhist to enjoy and appreciate the quality of those paintings.
This is the old courtroom. This is the heart of the old Victorian Metropolitan Police Courthouse building. So behind me you see the black or dark wooden canopy. That's original. Underneath that sat the magistrate and later on the judge. The most obvious feature in here is the Buddha.
So this is the library.
Because of the privacy in this room and the quietness and its sense of intimacy, it's often very good for direction type meetings where you have to come to hard decisions.
So now we're in Jamyang's bed and breakfast facilities. But remember, this was a prison cell, which makes it kind of an unusual place to stay overnight, really.
We have the best coffee in South London. This is the best espresso you'll find in South London.
Very many people in those early days worked really hard to make this place happen. They took financial risks to make it happen. And they made a huge commitment. And they did it not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of anybody who wants to use this place.
The center is like my second home, and I have good friends here. I feel like they are my family.
I feel protected and safe in this centre. Makes you feel accepted.
Personally, for me, it's been like a kind of a pivot for my life.
It is vital to have places of calm, places of compassion, places of refuge.
That you can develop your knowledge of yourself. You can have a silent moment in your daily busy life.
And the benefit is enormous. This is a city. There are more than 8 million people, and among them there are people who are seeking some kind of spiritual answer to their life. And in that sense, you know, the place like Jamyang is very, very beneficial.
So I think Buddhist centers, and especially Jamyang, is a place that you can kind of like find answers and find tools that will make your daily activities and your daily life becomes much more pleasurable, much more calm, relaxed.
For many people, coming here, it's like a little oasis. It's like a little sanctuary where people can come in and sit in a quiet space with no pressure.
And often people come here who've maybe got a lot of sadness and maybe some mental health problems, and if any of us are around, we can sit and talk, have a coffee, cup of tea with them, and it can be really, really beneficial.
I think it's great as a place that people can come when they feel the need to be quiet and calm and to be given some reassurance in their life.
It's just that opportunity to get out of the rat race for a little while. The pressure, many people are just under huge amounts of pressure. That's a great benefit. There aren't that many places in London where you can do that.
Well, I really love Jamyang. It's the place that as soon as I walk in the door, I just breathe more easily. It's just my home, my spiritual home, and I want everybody in the whole area to come here and see it.
The atmosphere here is just amazing. It's so relaxing and fun, and it's just a combination of so many things.
Jamyang gives people an opportunity to see their potential as a human being, the best part of themselves.